My name is Josie. If you're new to my channel, welcome to Eccentric. And if anybody is awake this early, I'm glad to see you pop on. This is going to be quite a long video because I'm going to try to ram everything into it. I went back and forth in my head trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But every time I think I want to type something or write something, it just drains the life out of me. This is why I do the videos, okay? So the title of this video is Manifestation and Law of Attraction. I want to cover some things with those subjects, especially because with the solar activity that we're having right now, it's like prime 0 point energy, okay? You should be using it whenever you have the energy, of course. Hello, Cosmic Onion. Now we have the universal laws, and then we've got the law of attraction, which is part of that, right? I suggest that you get familiar with, you don't have to know them like the back of your hand, but if you get familiar with the universal laws, right? It will help you to understand the way in which things come to you, when you're using the particular law of attraction to manifest, when you're switching over from putting energy out to receiving energy and magnetizing energy to you. So you're switching from electric to magnetic, okay, on an energetic level. But we were programmed to be electric, to be fast moving, to action, 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 do this, do that, in order for you to have things and be able to function. We were not programmed that you can create the life that you want and rest when you need to and be still and just be happy and attract what you want. Like, that's not our programming, like, at all. So where do I want to start? A lot of people, they get on YouTube and they share their stories, and it's great, it's inspirational, but it keeps that mentality of, oh, well, that's them, I can't do it, or that worked for them, that's not going to work for me. The psychology of the situation is really like where it's at. It's about believing in yourself, understanding that you can do it. A lot of people don't get motivated based off of other people's success, okay? Like, sometimes it does the opposite thing for them. It makes them feel like they can't do it. It doesn't matter how many people around them have done it. It's like a group of people that jump over a small creek. 10 people have gone before you and jumped over that small creek just to show you that it's possible. But when it comes your turn, you freeze up. You're not them. It doesn't matter. You can't make it. You're not going to jump. You're going to fall in the water and whatever is going to get you, right? Like, I'm talking to those people right now. They need a different way to understand the law of attraction. They can't just, look at what's happening around them and be like, oh yeah, this is possible. That's not what's going to change their mind. So for that particular group of people who don't learn by example, right? The reason why you don't learn by example is because you are actually very good at manifesting. You are a creator being. Like, you came here to create from nothing. Your manifestation doesn't look like other people's, okay? Other people can manifest things that are already in existence, but you don't realize that you can manifest things that don't exist. Okay? um, the reason why you don't believe in yourself, the reason why you don't feel like you can have whatever it is you're trying to have is because you're going at it in a way that doesn't match your energy. Your energy is original, it's the creator. So let's say, for example, you need a new car. You know exactly what you want. You know all the specifications and you want that new car, but you're trying to manifest it like this person did over here, writing the 369 or, just meditating on it once a day, visualization. You're doing all of these things using all of these tools, and you're like, why? What? Why is this not working for me? What? I don't understand. It is because you literally don't need to be doing all of that. It's actually slowing you down. It's actually getting in your way. This is why it's very important that y'all look up y'all's gene keys, your human design, your Vedic birth chart. Like, this is the reason why y'all need to learn these things. And it doesn't mean you need to master it. You just need to have an idea of the energy that you carry so that you know how you attract. Because not everybody, not everybody's magnetism is the same. Okay, this stuff is just not there for no reason. Those people who those tools don't work for, it's because they they're already just supposed to know that they're going to get it, and it's just going to show up without going through all of those physical tools and processes and visualizations. You don't need a dream board. You see what I mean? It's literally like forcing an artist to do a beautiful work of art randomly when they're not really feeling it, when they're not really like having the energy for it. Those people who don't learn by example and those tools don't work, they are literally creators, and they need to be in the mood to manifest. So what I have to say for those particular people is, whenever you're in high energy, whenever you're in divine joy, whenever you're feeling good, okay, that is the time for you to either talk about what you want or take action toward what you want. So it's going to be a throat chakra, root chakra, and sacral chakra uh, mixture, okay? Um, and of course, you don't want to just talk about what you want around any and everybody. You could just talk to yourself about what you want, whatever, you know what I mean? Or write it down if you feel like it, but not in a way where it's structured, where there's rules or anything like that. Just, I'm in a good mood, I got energy, yada yada. Let me think about some things that I want, because I'm feeling delicious right now. You know what I'm saying? And then you just have a moment with yourself and either just daydream it out or feel it or write it down or whatever, and then go about your business. um have fun with it. Just like a child that decides one morning when they wake up that they're going to build a whole castle out of Legos. Nobody can tell that child anything. They start doing it. They wake up and the parent comes in and is like, hey, what are you doing? I'm building a castle. They got, what, 4 Legos stuck together at that point. But you can't tell them nothing because they building a castle. And you're like, all right, I'll come and check on you in a little bit, right? And you're thinking, there's no way. They don't even have enough Legos to build a castle. What you talking about, right? And then you come back an hour later, and there's more of this castle there. And the kids, like, yeah, they're still excited about it. They're building this castle. They're not thinking about whether they have enough Legos to finish the project. They're not thinking about, if it's even going to look like a castle. They decide what their castle is going to look like. And you, as the observer, you're like, man, you're scared for that person because you feel like they're headed for disappointment, yada yada. That's all them other people out there that can be scared for you because they love you and all this and that. But no, just keep building your castle, keep doing the things that are going to get you to whatever it is that you want. Just keep doing those things. If you want a new car and you don't have a driver's license, how about get a driver's license first? This is a segue into people not being prepared, right? Um, you need to empty a container before you can fill it up, okay? Especially if you want something that wasn't in the container before. If it had cereal in it, but now you want to put sand in it, you want to make sure all the cereal is out. Who wants cereal and sand in the same container? And for what? Unless you're doing an art project, right? So you need to empty some things out. Hello, Felicia. That goes for everything in life. How are you going to want a husband, a wife, a car, a house, and you haven't even done anything to prepare yourself to have those things? Your credit is like a negative 300, and you don't even know the first thing about home buying. Just because you're learning doesn't mean that you're taking action right away. But when you start to take action toward learning about whatever it is that you want, you start attracting it. Do you see what I mean? So whatever it is that you want in life, research it, learn more about it, talk about it with people who have done it or who haven't. How does that work? You know, what's the maintenance like? All kinds. Ask questions. I remember when I purchased my home, I had talked to 2 or 3 other people who had purchased homes before me, and I was sitting there in their living room asking all kinds of questions that people don't think about asking. Okay? And I determined that I was ready and I was able to buy a house, because my mentality before that was, I can't buy a house. Like, I'm not in a position to. But after asking enough questions, I realized, oh snap, this is possible. That's another way that we get in our own way as well. We assume, based off of other people telling us or based off of the rules that are set in place, that we cannot do something or have something. Fifth dimensional rules do not apply to third dimensional reality. What that means is that when you are in manifestation mode, understand that for one person, they may have to go through a certain process to the T, but you may not, for whatever reason. Thank the universe, right? You may get a shortcut, a loophole, something, but you won't know until you start asking questions and you actually attempt. You won't know what's going to happen. I've been in that situation a lot of times where I thought I couldn't do something, thought I couldn't have something, and then finally one day I decided, it's a decision, that I was going to ask questions about it outside of what I knew, outside of the programming, and then find out that I can have it and I can do it. You see what I mean? Rules are not created until someone does something that is not necessarily safe or conducive to whatever system that they're dealing with. Otherwise, the rule wouldn't exist. It's either going against the general energy of the system or it's unsafe, whatever was done, and now this rule was created. So if you're dealing with something like, let's say you are trying to get a loan, you're dealing with underwriters, you're dealing with people looking at your credit and all kinds of craziness, right? Um, they have a system in place to scrutinize, okay? Understand that. This is not about whether it's fair or it's not fair. You're asking them for something. That system is already in place. You are introducing yourself to that system the way it is with the rules that they have, okay? And if you go in with this, what I call spiritual indifference, you're just going in with curiosity. Let me see what this is all about. Let me see how I can benefit from this energy, whether there's rules or not. Let me just go see. Let me ask questions. And if I feel, brave enough, let me actually apply for this loan after I've asked enough questions, right? And then you'll find that whatever was told to you, whatever you were programmed with, did not apply to you. Maybe you had divine timing and the universe orchestrated that whole meeting, didn't give you the courage and the motivation to go and do it until that day, because it just so happened that they changed the way they did things right when you decided to go and do this. See, the truth is relevant. The truth changes. It was true before that those rules applied and you had to do this, this, and this. But the day you went in, things had recently changed. So that truth no longer applied. That's not your truth. This is your truth after the changes. Do you see what I mean? So when y'all are getting advice, do your own research. It's very important that you gather information from different sources all around you and you determine your truth based off of that. And then you challenge yourself. The idea that you came up with, you challenge it to make sure that that is what's going to work for you. Okay? If you challenge the truth that you come up with and it doesn't work out, then you may have to start the process all over again, because somewhere in your research, there's a truth that still stands. Not the whole thing, but there's a truth that still stands that you subtracted but needed to leave there. It's like all scientific and stuff. This is just how my brain works, okay? I watch patterns. There's a big deal when it comes to awareness. The more aware you are, the more you can attract at one time, okay? If you're not paying attention to how you received things and how things are happening in your life, how are you going to duplicate that? How are you going to do it again? Consciously this time. When you do things consciously, it's even more powerful because you're in this physical reality. So you've got to take what you did on accident, this happy miracle, run it back in your head, run the whole scene back in your head so you can get those important details. It doesn't mean that the next time you do it in a conscious way that it's going to play out the same way or you're going to do the same things. It's the concepts and the ideas that continuously work. They're like the rules in mathematics. You see what I mean? The rule doesn't change even though the equation or the problem changes. The rules are the rules. You see what I mean? And you can apply them to anything. Okay? And y'all just bear with me, because this is definitely a freestyle situation that's going on here. And y'all know I'll be channeling stuff too. So some of the stuff that I'm saying, I'm not really directing it. But I definitely think it's important that I give you a message that's different from the normal law of attraction and manifestation lessons that are out there. Because usually people are just telling you, hey, do this and you'll get that. And I'm like, okay. Everybody is a fingerprint. Like, everybody is really highly individualized with their energy. Um, Manifestation requires awareness, right? Being open to learning, very good childlike curiosity, right? And a healthy solar plexus, because you got to be brave to put yourself out there against the odds, against the adversity of people telling you, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. And you don't have to be such a rebel to where you get in trouble or you do negative things just to show that you could do it. That bravery is coming from just believing in yourself and moving forward, even though everybody's telling you that's not how this works. That's not how it works for you. Okay? This is not me telling you to go against rules um and be a bad, you know, or negative energy out there running amok, being reckless. There we go. My brain just got scrambled just a little bit. Um, I'm not telling you to go out there and lack integrity and try to just get over, just period, okay, to where you end up hurting people or causing negative situations for people. There's a difference between being brave and being brash, is what they said, being brash. Oh man. A lot of how you feel is a big deal when you manifest, okay? How you feel is huge, because emotions literally are what attract. It's like the current, like in a river, it's like the current, okay? Um, and the current can slow down, right? Or it can be really, really fast, like rapids. That's up to your emotional state. Okay? That's very important. Um, what else do they want us to know? It's not as hard as you think. Again, going back to learning the, what is that? I'm wondering if that's in here or outside. It goes back to learning about the universal laws, because you're working with the universe. Okay, there's source that created everything, every being, everything, right? There's that one source, right? But then you have this particular universe, this particular environment, globally, galactically, that you're in, that was set in motion and behaves a certain way. So if you know something behaves a certain way, you're able to interact with it in harmony. But if you're not aware of the way that something behaves naturally, that's when you start to have conflict. And it's the same between people. You know, if you don't know somebody, right? And you meet them and you're in a situation with them and they're behaving like they don't have any home training, and you're put off by it, and it's affecting you in such a way that you're having a horrible experience. Had you gotten briefed on that person beforehand and you understood that that person doesn't have any home training, you still could have got through that same project with that knowledge without being so irritated or frustrated, because you knew already. You had an idea. You knew what to expect. You see what I mean? Um, that it's so funny how they got this going. It's like they got me segueing into intuition as well. Um, you got to be brave to manifest because you got to also be able to trust your gut. Okay, and this keeps going back to the solar plexus and courage. Um, you got to be able to trust the source within you that is telling you the truth, even though you are surrounded by lies, adversity, friction, constriction. When all you want to do is expand, you've got to trust your gut. Um, and I want to touch on family members, spouses, business partners. There may be things that you want to do that you know need to be done. And everybody around you, they have no idea what you're talking about, okay? Because this is how it is when you're manifesting too. You are seeing a future that nobody else is seeing and nobody else believes in but you. And these are the moments where you got to make the command decision to continue to try to have that person as part of this, or make sure that they don't even hear you talking about it. Make sure that they don't even have like an idea of what you want or what you're trying to do. You've got to determine who it is that can enjoy the experience with you once you do get it, who it is that's going to help you get there, and who it is that needs to stay as far away from your vision as possible, okay? And you've got to be brave enough to do that, because even though you're wanting to share, especially with somebody you love, sometimes they just don't see it. It's not their fault. They're not going to feel it and see it the way that you do. Okay? And then unfortunately, this is what I want to tell you too. Once you do manifest whatever it is that you manifest, let's say you have a wife or a husband, they're still not going to see it. I want you to understand that. You could say, oh, I'm going to start a business selling bottle caps with googly eyes, right? I just threw that out there. And they're like, whatever. The moment that you get that reaction, cut them out. Don't talk to them about it no more. You see what I mean? And then next thing you know, you have this awesome business and people are buying these things and it's just popping, and your spouse or significant other comes by one day and sees what you're up to, and they're like, why didn't you tell me this? Why didn't you tell me that? This is great, this is awesome, blah blah blah. And they're happy and they're enjoying it. They're definitely benefited from it, right? However, they still have the mentality, and you will see it. You will see it in the way that they speak, even about your accomplishment. They will say things like, man, you're so lucky, or man, you just be doing the most. You be pulling stuff off. The you, okay? Because they still have the mentality that they can't do that. That's just you. But yet you're building a life with that person that's going to be consistently piggybacking off of your manifestations. You got to be okay with that, or you got to change that, because there's a lot of that that's happening as well. People will get comfortable with not learning about how they can become master manifestors. They will just stay attached to you because of your ability. So they'll celebrate with you and everything, but when you first bring the idea up, they're going to be like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or they may completely tear it down to where it hurts your feelings and shit. Okay, I'm just saying. You're going to eventually learn the lesson of keeping that particular person around, or those particular people around, because sometimes you got to see the pattern before you say, you know what, I'm going to spend less time with you. Because I'm over here trying to live my best life, and I notice that you just show up when it's celebration time, and you still have the mentality that this is only something that I can do, when I believe in expansion and I want to share and I want us to do this. I need people around me that can do this too. We're trying to grow exponentially, not me doing everything and then you just clapping every now and again and keeping the mentality that, oh, that's all you. It's like an emotional roller coaster, and that's the last thing you want to be on when you're trying to manifest a life. Because understand, when you are manifesting, I don't care if it's just, something small. This is your life that you're creating. Okay? I could want, just cake. I could be trying to manifest cake because I'm craving cake. That does not mean that it's not important. This is going to be a life event when I get this cake. It's going to either hurt me or help me. Do you see what I mean? And it's going to put me on a path. And I need to determine whether I want to keep going that way. Do I want to keep manifesting cake? I mean, you see what I mean? Like, think about what it is that you're asking for and make sure you understand that you're creating a whole life. Don't itemize your manifestations, man. Because every little thing that you bring into your life kind of sets you on a path. Okay? And this is another reason why I don't really care too much anymore for all of these tools and all of these programs that people put you in, saying if you want this, then get this. This consumerism at its best. Like, okay, let me sell you this manifestation course so I can tell you how to get things, because you want these things, right? The focus is on these itemized things. And all you did was consume a product that is going to further program you to continue to consume other products. What? I'm sorry. I can't wait. Oh, we're segueing again. I love it. I freaking love it. Check this out. When you want something, know why you want it. Motive is a big deal. A lot of people don't care why, but the 5-year-old in you wants to know why everything. Tap into that 5-year-old. Why do I want cake? Why did I want the air conditioner that I just manifested? Right? Have a reason for the things that you are consuming. Again, think about your life. How is this going to contribute to my life as a whole? I don't care if it's a piece of candy. You could justify a piece of candy. Look, check this out. This piece of candy that I'm manifesting is going to contribute to my life as a whole, because when I enjoy a piece of candy, I can go into a state of meditation and I can tap into divine joy, and I can really cultivate that energy. That piece of candy gives me an experience that is meditative. I can just have that moment, right? The reason I manifested this air conditioner is so that I would not be sitting here sweating, suffering, doing these videos, right? But in the big scheme of things, the big scheme of my life, the reason why I manifested that air conditioner was so that I could think straight without being uncomfortable. When my body is uncomfortable, it's hard for me to be a genius. It's hard for me to, cultivate these things within me that come out to you guys and help you guys out there in the world, yada yada. Okay? And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's benefiting from this item that I'm consuming. Do you see what I mean? I'm benefiting. The people that come and go in and out of here are benefiting. Shams is benefiting. You are benefiting because I'm able to do this video for you. So it's expanding. You see what I mean? It's an expansion. It's not just, oh, this is mine and it's for me. And that's why it's for my comfort. No, because it wasn't necessary to get it in the time frame that I got it if it was just for my comfort. I needed it in order to function. I do Qigong better when there's AC. That's also a thing. So my wellness and my well-being is tied into this thing. It does a lot for me than most people would think. And when you get that understanding and you place it to things, it kind of automatically triggers your gratitude for what we would say are trivial things. And gratitude is definitely a key ingredient when you're trying to manifest. Gratitude for what is already in your reality. Okay? Not everybody is good at taking care of things and making things last for long periods of time. I definitely understand that. But the feeling is what you want to focus on. Not necessarily the skill of being able to refurbish things or make them stretch, right? You just want to be grateful for that table that's holding up all of your remote controls and, take that moment to look around you and say, wow, just imagine if these things were not here. How would I feel? What if this room was completely empty? Would it affect my emotional state? Take a moment, like right now, as you're watching this video, and I want to know if this works for you. Take a moment and look around you, wherever you are. Okay? And imagine that everything disappeared. The whole room is empty. And then observe how you feel. It will change in an instant if you imagine everything disappearing from around you. And that tells you that these things are not just inanimate objects. Everything is vibration, and everything is of service to something else, even you. That table is of service to you, but it's also of service to the floor, keeping things off the floor. Like, everything is connected. Man, y'all got to get into the universe and how it's really like, shoot, that law of oneness. Get into it, man. And you will realize that, damn, everything is really, really connected. Because I feel some kind of way thinking about how, if this room was empty, how I would feel. Like, I definitely feel some kind of way. Think about how you would feel if the chair or the bed or whatever you're sitting on just freaking disappeared and you were forced to have to sit on the floor. Observe your feelings. And then that's going to trigger that gratitude. Like, yo, I appreciate this chair. Oh my goodness. Because we've been programmed to just consume and think that things are really surface level and trivial. You got to get into the life experience and really be able to merge with things. Because once you get into it, you start to feel the flow of the universe. You can feel it. Okay? And man, once you feel it, you're like what do you call that? A meteorologist or a weatherman or a weatherwoman. You can tell, just like normal people, everyday life, you can tell when it's going to rain because you smell it, because you see the clouds coming. It's getting darker. You'll see those kinds of signs with the energy of the universe. You will feel it. You will wake up one day and you'll be like, yo, I feel like I'm about to get some money, yo. Like, you'll feel all of these different feelings. Okay, whether they be positive or negative, because the universe, yin yang, up, down, left, right, whatever, right? People feel when something bad is going to happen just as well as they feel when something awesome is going to happen, even if you don't even have a clue. Okay? You are the crystal, you are the wand. It is you. And all you need to do is feel it and start to get into your energy and learn more about you. A lot of us, again, we're doing these tools and things outside of us. Hey, do this so you can get that. But that doesn't work for everybody. Okay? You got to find out the energy that you came here with. Okay? The 3 things that I want you to look into are the gene keys, human design, and either your Western or Vedic birth chart. Okay? I have a Vedic astrology playlist on this channel that shows you how to basically research your birth chart based off of the plethora of information that's out there. Okay? There's 2 videos, part 1 and part 2, where I literally show you how to go and take the general meanings of everything as it pertains to your birth chart. And so you can, again, determine. We gotta leave room for creativity for you to determine your truth, okay? I'm not an astrologer. I use Vedic astrology as a tool, okay? So yeah, I give you just enough for you to be able to still create instead of just telling you everything, okay? You really have to find out where that child within you is that is determined to get whatever it is that they want. Where is that? How can you access that child that maybe, just imagine being a child and going to the grocery store. You don't know anything about money. Let's say you're that young. You don't know anything about money. All you see is this delicious, colorful food everywhere, and you're like, oh my God, I'm in heaven. Put yourself in that spot for a moment. Let's act like you did not know that you need to pay for things in the grocery store. What would you do? Oh my God, what would you do? And feel that. I would go ham in that grocery store. I would never want to leave. Feel that. And that's the way that you can, when you are, for those of you who do need to visualize that, that's what I'm talking about. You feel it in every cell of your body, like, oh my gosh. There's that realization, like, whew, you just feel. It's a really strong feeling. Just practice that. Practice tapping into that. I see it, I want it, I get it. But you've got to find it the way that you operate. Like, I'm an Aquarius rising in Vedic, but my second house is Pisces. So the way that I manifest, and this is, man, y'all don't be knowing I be going through some things, okay? Because I have to develop a desire for something, right? I really want this, the normal manifestation mode. I'm thinking about it, I'm visualizing it, I'm feeling it, I'm attracting it, and it's not happening, right? Check this out. Then finally, after trying to nurture whatever it is that I want, because I've observed myself and I've figured this out, and it's true to the information on my chart too. I have to genuinely, I don't have to, I can't fake myself out and be like, oh, well, I don't want it no more, or I'm not going to deal with that anymore. I'm going to move on to this other thing. No, it has to be real. It has to be a real feeling. I have to be super done with something, okay, to where I made up my mind that I'm not even going to go back and deal with that. Forget it. I don't need it. I've changed my energy, my whole belief system about what it is that I was after. And then literally it manifests. And then I have to kind of go back and retrieve all of the stuff that I threw away in the trash. That's how it is for me. That's that Pisces energy. I have to not want it in order to get it. But I have to start off wanting it first and then let it go. It's crazy. But I figured that out about myself. And it was after I heard Astrolata. She does the videos where she tells you how you manifest from your second house. And I looked back throughout my life and I was like, yep, everything that I had to let go of, I ended up getting. So I cannot be heavily money minded. That's not how I manifest. I cannot get out there and grind and be trying to like make money and get these things. I have to be really indifferent about it. I have to let the universe know, hey, it would be nice if I could have this, but I really, no rush, whatever. I have to be like that. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I know you're busy, so, I'm here whenever you're ready. That's how that has to happen for me. So, yeah. And some of you is going to be completely different because I know with Shams, he has to actually monitor his finances in order to manifest properly. I don't. Even though I keep a budget anyway, my budget that I keep is not to stick to it. It's to see what I can manifest outside of it. Actually, that's what I do a budget for, to see what's necessary for me to have to manifest and what I don't have to manifest. That's already covered. I'm telling y'all, sometimes a lot of us master manifestors live in a completely different world and people don't understand. They don't understand at all. They're not going to. It's okay. But this is your whole life, okay? You're not manifesting things. You are literally bringing in experiences to you that are going to change the direction in your life, and it doesn't matter how small it is. So instead of thinking that you're just manifesting things, try to think of the fact that you're creating a whole life with these manifestations that are coming in, because no matter if it's a physical object or an experience, you're still going to have an experience with that thing, or within that experience, you're going to have your own experience, and it's going to make you think a certain way that was different from before, make you feel a certain way, and you may change your beliefs just because you manifested this thing or had an experience personal to you within an experience. So yeah, I hope that y'all understood. I hope that y'all understood, because, everybody else, I'm going to let them continue to give you the tools, because the tools work for a certain amount of time until you get to a certain point, and then you just know. Same with divine protection. You just know. After so many times of feeling like you need to protect your energy, protect yourself, you come into a knowing. It's the same thing with manifestation. You just know. And that's all you need is that knowing, and bam, it's kind of like it goes into autopilot, But I believe I covered everything, because I no longer feel the way I felt at the beginning of this video. I hope I helped you. I thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Hit up the donate button in the banner of this channel or in the description box. I take Zelle and what do you call that? Cash App. I remember now. Those are the two. PayPal is still locked up, you guys. My PayPal is in jail. But we working on it. The air conditioner was priority. All right? Have a beautiful day, loves. I will talk to you soon. Bye.